Word up, everybody. Welcome to Word of the Day with Comedians. I am your host, Deader Dennis Maller, and joining me on the program today is comedian, punk rock icon, and toy builder, JT Habersaat. What's up, JT?
Hey, man. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, not a problem. My pleasure. So by the way, you're in Austin, Texas, and you are in the middle of the unusual cold freeze there. Are you warm enough at least?
Yeah, it dips down every once in a while. Last year was, of course, the legendary week-long no water, no power nightmare. But this year it lasted about 40 hours, and we're on the edge out of it. It's supposed to be 75 tomorrow, so I think we'll survive.
I always love seeing this because you're in an area where it's always hot. So wearing a t-shirt is totally normal. Mm-hmm. Whereas here in Boston, it's usually pretty cold. So in the summertime, seeing me, I've worn a hoodie every day for 9 years, 1 week since moving here. I have not worn a hoodie.
Yeah, as a native East Coaster and a former hardcore kid, I miss the year-round uniform of camouflage shorts and a hoodie. That was like what I saw all year round. At every show I ever went to, it was just camo shorts, usually Converse low tops, and it was a hoodie with like a basketball jersey sleeveless underneath. It made no sense whatsoever. Yeah.
The basketball or hockey basketball jersey is definitely New Jersey, New York thing. I'm from Baltimore, DC. We didn't really do sports apparel.
Okay. Yep. Every Blood for Blood show, it looked like the NBA invaded.
Yes, blood for blood. Yeah. Oh no, I've done shows with New Jersey hardcore kids, and I'm like, oh, I know the exact look you're going for. I understand what you were saying.
Yeah.
We were more in Baltimore denim jackets with the patches safety pinned on.
Sure, more of a Turbo Negro type of Motorhead thing.
Well, we also have a long history in Baltimore of loving, cock rock, hair metal stuff. So, that apparel kind of spread across genres just because of where we lived in. It was more available.
Right. The denim just moved north on your body. So instead of just faded mom jeans, it became the denim vest. Yeah.
So our word of the day today is going to be a fun word because I think we all know the one meaning for it, but this word also has a different meaning, and that's the meaning we're going to go with. And the word of the day today is yen, Y-E-N. And I will say the pronunciation for the word yen is literally just Y-E-N. So it's the word and then the same word as the pronunciation. So I know for once I'm actually getting it right because I went to 6 years at community college and didn't graduate, so I'm not great with words. So yes, yen is our word of the day, which we're all familiar with it being a form of currency. But in this context, a yen is a strong desire, urge, or craving for something. And I'm pretty sure right now you're having a yearning and a craving for warmth and not a yen for ice cream.
Yeah, in fact, that's the truth. And yen is also most notable to me as the word I most try to use in Scrabble and is rejected. Because I try to use yen multiple times and they won't take it.
Well, here you go. You can now use this episode as a confirmation that yen is a noun that should be in Scrabble.
Yeah. I'm going to play this before every game.
All right. So you are right now in between road tours, and you have been a touring comedian, both DIY and now with different, opening up for different bigger comedians.
Yeah.
On the road, what do you crave or yearn for or yen for the most?
Well, sticking with the geography thing, specific cuisine to wherever I am. So if I'm on the East Coast, I definitely yen for real pizza because that doesn't exist in Texas. Even in Austin, it's very hard to find real New York pizza. The other thing, which I'm trying not to eat while doing this, is bagels, because bagels are also impossible to find because the East Coast water is what makes a bagel. So I have these garbage bagels that are not, this one's okay. This is as close as you get, but most of the bagels out here are horrible. So, and other things like legit delis and diners. There's no diner culture in Texas. And those are the things I usually
that
miss.
Would be, that's like Southern, diner culture is definitely a Southern thing. Like, again, East Coast, DC to New York, we're probably more familiar with Greek diner culture, but I feel like the Southern sweet tea diner thing, which is just not that far off, would be more prevalent.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think so, but that's definitely further east. You have to hit to like Alabama for that, and I love diners, but it's not worth going to Alabama. So, but yeah, I was I was raised on the
Look, I like
East
pie, but
Coast
not
Greek
that, not
diner.
Alabama much.
Yes, so yeah, I don't need to go to the Bless Your Heart eatery. I'll skip it. I go to whenever I'm in Jersey, I go to a diner probably every day, either for breakfast, lunch, or a late night dinner thing, because they're always open. It's strange in diners because like an entree is expensive. Like if you're the weirdo that orders like the fish, if you get like a swordfish dinner at a diner, first of all you got problems. But it's always like $18.95. But if you get like the main thing we used to get was always French fries with mozzarella cheese and gravy, which is like a poor man's poutine, and that was like $3.50, and it soaked up half your hangover before you left. And so that, or like all night breakfast for under $5, you can just get a mountain of food. So it was economical, especially when I was first starting out touring wise. And yeah, so that is absolutely my main yen is for cuisine according to where I'm at. And conversely, if I'm somewhere like up in Maine, I'm going to eat the shit out of lobster. I'm just going to. I went up to Maine one summer, and they sell it in their yards there. People have their own lobster traps and just throw it out the back door. And it was like $3.50 a pound. And there was one night I ate like 3 lobsters, like a deranged king.
Just yeah, from Baltimore. As someone from Baltimore,
gross.
we also will crab out of our just backyards as well, or go down to the local, just the space where boats are, and just throw out crab pots or crab cages. And I don't see people selling them on the side of the road. We just basically catch crabs so we can cook crabs later on for us, because usually if you're doing it yourself without a boat, you'll be lucky to get 2 or 3. That's a good day.
Really?
That's a good week if you can get 3 of them. Yeah.
First time I played Baltimore, we did the Sidebar, which is a pretty cool like music venue spot. And,
I hope you brought a sticker.
Oh yeah. I do actually. I have my office upstairs has a chest of drawers, and like in every college radio station, it's covered in stickers, and I have a Sidebar sticker on there from probably. What year are we in? 2022. It was probably from like 2011.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, I walked for sushi when we were there, and they had crab sushi at this place, straight like by the Domino sugar sign, and I was like, all right, this is my Baltimore moment. It was good. It lived up to the hype. It was good.
Eating crab sushi under the red glow of the Domino sugar sign is one of the most Baltimore things you could possibly do. 100%. You are right. The only thing more Baltimore than that is getting shot
by one of the members of The Wire.
That brings us now to the interesting Did You Know fact about our word yen. And that interesting fact today brought to you by Merriam-Webster, not a sponsor, not yet. Please, John Merriam and Frank Webster, or whatever your names are, please sponsor me, because bottled water is not free because I keep refilling it from the tap. So our Did You Know fun fact is, although yen suggests no more than a strong desire these days, as in a yen for a beach vacation or a yen for a good Greek diner, at one time, someone with a yen was actually in deep trouble. The first meaning of yen was an intense craving for opium.
Oh, word.
The word comes from Cantonese, yīn-yáhn, and if I said any of that wrong, I'm sorry, Cantonesians. A combination of yin, meaning opium, and yāhn, meaning craving. In English, the Chinese syllables were translated as yen-yen.
Huh. Well, I mean, that tracks, right?
As someone who's from Baltimore, as someone who's from the punk rock scene, I think we're both familiar with, not personally, but we're familiar with lots of people who have a yen for opium, so.
I've never met a casual opium user. They're either all in, or they're like, it's the weekend, I'm going to lay back ride the dragon on Friday for a little bit. That's never how they mellow out. They're either a completely passed out in some den of iniquity for days, like Johnny Depp in From Hell, or they're just dead. There's no part-time opium fan.
No, there is not. All right, that brings us to the time to construct our sentence of the day using the word yen. Now, let's think of somebody who would have a yearning or a craving for something. We can use a generic name, or if we can think of somebody who has a proper name, a celebrity or anybody, feel free to go with that. But somebody who probably yearns for something. What do you think, JT, is the name, a generic name for a person who is constantly yearning for something?
An Iggy is what.
An Iggy, perfect.
An Iggy.
All right, so the subject of our sentence will be in Iggy, not Iggy Pop, but in Iggy. All right, so what could Iggy be doing? Let's tell you what. Let's put Iggy on tour. Let's make Iggy a person who goes on tour. And so let's
Sounds
stick with the things that we own yearn for. Iggy is touring the country. What could he possibly be craving out on the road? So I don't know. Should we crave food? Is there an absurd, weird, funny food we can make Iggy yearn for?
Oh, I've had Scrapple in Philly.
Oh, dude, I love Scrapple.
Oh, God, you're one of those. Okay, yeah, I do not.
Yeah, I grew up with it in Baltimore. I love it.
Scrapple and opium.
All right, everybody, we have officially selected our word of the day. We have defined it, and we have created a sentence using it in context. And to present all that for you is my guest, JT Habersaat.
The word of the day is yen, meaning a strong desire, urge, or craving for something. Sometimes opium, apparently. To be used in a sentence such as, and no reflection on this name whatsoever, while on tour with his all-motel reception bell band, or an improv comedy bell, Iggy peruses the local diners in search of quelling his yen for Scrapple.
Yes.
And his ability to find yes-ands from the waitress. Yeah. So that is yen, the word of the episode, which should still be accepted in God Scrabble.
And of course, you can always show the people at Scrabble this episode to prove that yen is a noun and should be allowed in Scrabble. Scrabble. Yeah. And of course, by the way, thank you for watching.
Play a game of Scrabble.
I have Scrabble on the brain, all right?
Like, apparently.
All right, everybody, we've officially expanded our vocabulary today by one more word. And of course, if you use today's word of a day in the sentence, whether it's in context or not, I want to hear all about it in the comments below. And of course, I want to thank you for watching, and thank you to JT for coming on and helping me decide our word of the day and define it. Please tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me at jtcomedy.com. My new special called Swamp Beast comes out on 800 Pound Gorilla Records at the end of this month, being February. And I'll be on tour in early March with Brian Posehn. You can go to brianposehn.com for all the details on that. And in April, I will be in California with Eddie Pepitone. You go to eddiepepitone.com for those dates and details. And lots more dates and festival appearances throughout the summer.
Excellent. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And, of course, all the information that we just talked about is in the description below. Take care, and don't forget to word up.